Cats sleep up to 16 hours a day. But the place where they sleep is no coincidence. It reveals something about their evolution, their instincts, and even about you. Many people believe cats simply look for the coziest spot. Wrong. They choose it based on ancient strategies. And that's exactly why they often end up right next to us in bed, or even on top of us. In this video, you'll learn what researchers have discovered, and why your cat is much smarter about sleeping than you might think. Sleep is important for every living being. For us humans, it means rest. For the brain, it means creating order. But for cats, sleep is much more than that. It's a matter of life and death. In the wild, cats are both hunters and potential prey. They need to be able to react in a split second. That's why they never sleep as deeply and soundly as we do. Their sleep is fragmented, meaning it consists of many short phases. Often, they just doze for a few minutes and then suddenly snap wide awake again. But why do they still sleep up to 16 hours a day? The answer lies in their metabolism. Cats are top-level predators, and their bodies burn a huge amount of energy when hunting, leaping, and chasing. Even indoor cats still carry this instinct within them. Every period of rest helps them manage their energy reserves. However, cats don't just sleep anywhere. They choose their sleeping spots very carefully. And that has far less to do with comfort than many people think. Safety plays the biggest role. An unsafe sleeping place can be fatal in a real emergency. That's why cats pay attention to factors like, can I escape quickly? Do I have a good overview of my surroundings? Am I protected from predators? That's also why it so often happens that we buy our little furballs a beautiful, cozy cat bed, only for them to reject it completely. We think it's because they're picky or stubborn. But in many cases, it's not about the bed itself. It's about where the bed is placed. But one question remains. Why do cats choose to sleep with us? Why do they decide to entrust their most important instinct, safety, into our hands? The answer to that question is the same as the answer to another. Which side cats prefer to sleep on? Whether they lie on their left or right side? Confused? No wonder. But this choice is not random. And that brings us to the next point. Wild animals must excel at one thing above all: recognizing danger. And the same goes for the ancestors of our cats. Their entire behavior is built around ensuring their survival. And a key part of that lies in something many cat owners have never consciously noticed: the side they sleep on. Researchers have discovered that cats prefer to sleep on their left side. That may sound like a coincidence, but it isn't. The left side of the body is directly connected to the right hemisphere of the brain, and that's where the Center for Danger Perception, Alertness, and Rapid Escape Responses is located. So when a cat lies on her left side, her brain automatically keeps the right hemisphere more active. That means she can monitor her surroundings through her left field of vision. This gave cats a decisive survival advantage in the wild. Just picture a cat out on the savannah. While she appears to be resting peacefully, her left eye scans the area through a tiny slit in her eyelid. Every little shadow, every rustle in the grass is detected more quickly, and if needed, she can spring to her feet in a fraction of a second. Here's a little task. Take a look at your cat. Is she lying on her left or right side right now? Right, left, or right down in the comments below. But that's not all. Cats also deliberately seek out places that offer structural safety. Elevated sleeping spots, for example, where potential attackers can only approach from below, or sheltered nooks that resemble natural dens. And here's where it gets really fascinating. We humans become such safe places for them too. When they're near us, their right brain hemisphere often switches off completely because they trust us to protect them from danger. That's why cats that come from breeders and have never experienced danger often do something that's actually unusual for cats. They sleep so deeply, they start to snore. and yet their genes are still wired to find the safest possible place. A place that allows them to switch off as much as they can. That explains why many cats not only lie beside us, but also prefer our chest, or even our head or neck. There they get closeness, warmth, and at the same time a perfect overview of the room if they need to wake up. But that alone doesn't explain why they so often choose us over a heater or a sunny windowsill. There's another very practical reason, and it's called energy-saving mode. A cat uses up enormous amounts of energy. Every jump, every hunt, every play session, it all costs strength. That's why cats are experts at conserving their resources. And warmth plays a crucial role here. Their bodies aren't built to store heat for long periods, and yet they need to maintain a body temperature of around 39 degrees Celsius, about 102 degrees Fahrenheit. In the wild, that means every source of warmth is precious. That's why cats love curling up so much, and why they instinctively look for places that are not only safe, but also warm. Sunshine through a window, a heater, a blanket, all of these serve that purpose. But nothing is as effective as the human body. We are like walking heaters. Our bodies radiate steady warmth, usually right in the temperature range where cats feel most comfortable. Here's the interesting part. When your cat lies on your stomach, your chest, or even between your legs, she saves a huge amount of energy. She needs to produce less of her own body heat, and she can relax more deeply. But then one question comes up. If it were only about warmth, why don't cats just choose the sunny windowsill or a spot right next to the radiator? The answer? Warmth is important, but it's not everything. Because contrary to what many people think, cats can actually be quite social in the wild, and that explains why they seek not only warmth, but also closeness to us. Cats are social opportunists. That means they can live on their own, but will also form groups when it benefits them. You can see this clearly in the wild. Cats often form loose colonies, especially in places where food is abundant. In these groups, they don't just sleep near each other, they often sleep side by side, sharing safety, contact, and warmth. Trust is expressed through proximity, and they bring this same instinct into our living rooms. A cat who relaxes so much that she sleeps right next to or even on top of a human is saying, "You're part of my inner circle." For cats, this is one of the highest forms of trust. What's especially fascinating is how deliberately cats choose where to lie on our bodies. Some curl up on our chest, where they can feel our heartbeat and breathing rhythm. Others nestle against our neck or head, exactly where we ourselves are most vulnerable. When your cat chooses this area as her sleeping spot, it shows on the one hand that she wants to notice when you move away, but it also reveals just how deeply she trusts you and how safe she feels by your side. There's another point too. For cats, closeness itself is a form of communication. When two beings lie down next to each other, it signals, "I trust you. You're part of my social world." That means when your cat sleeps with you, she's not just using you as a convenient heat source. It means she has formed a real deep social bond with you. But this closeness doesn't just have a deep meaning for your cat. We humans benefit from it too, much more than most people realize. When a cat chooses to sleep with us, she's not just showing us her trust. She's also having a positive impact on us. Studies show that spending time with a cat can reduce stress. Just the sound of her steady breathing or the soothing rhythm of her purring can lower our heart rate and blood pressure. Many people say they fall asleep faster or sleep more peacefully when their cat lies beside them. There's also a psychological effect. We humans feel valued when an animal places its trust in us. Especially because cats are often seen as independent or aloof, we see it as something special when they seek our closeness, particularly during sleep, when they are at their most vulnerable. A cat settling down with us is sending a message, "I'm safe here," and that triggers a feeling of safety in us as well. A quiet bond forms between human and animal that strengthens both of us. And this bond also leads cats to do something for us at night that most of us don't even notice. They protect us. Why and how exactly they do this, and what it has to do with them sometimes keeping you awake, you'll find out in my video on this topic. Just click on the image on the screen to watch it.